It's your girl Hope Shantae, and I want to say thank you for coming in and chopping it up with me for just a minute. I thought I would hop on here and kind of get ready for our week ahead. As you guys know, my goal is always to drop a video on Mondays and give you something to feed on that motivates you, encourages you, excites you, and makes you want to do a little bit more to get a little further and shine a little brighter. So as you can see, the title of this video is called How to Guarantee You'll Always Win. I'm not a fan of the word always or never. It's not in my personality. It's very rare that there's going to be an always or never, right? But in this right here, how to guarantee you'll always win, I'm standing on it. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on it, and it just is what it is. How to guarantee you'll always win. Stay in your own lane. It sounds so cliche and corny and things of that nature, but I'm very much a words girl. I am a words girl. I am turned on by words. I'm intrigued by words. I am excited about definitions. Even if it's a word that I clearly know, I can spell it without thinking twice. I always want to look up the definition from time to time, because at times in our lives, we can tend to redefine a word based on the season that we're in. And then we stick with that definition long term, and that definition isn't serving us in that season. This is our year of self-care elevation. 2024 is our year of self-care, elevation, and transition. It's time to dream big or dream bigger. Focus a little harder on our goals, and not just setting goals. Setting goals, okay, that's cute. That's fine. But let's do the deep dive work on implementing those goals, setting those goals. And so, because this is so near and dear to me, I can genuinely go off on a tangent in this. And so I actually am going to touch on the who, what, when, where, whys of staying in your own lane. And so I can imagine I'll want to do a part two, touching on other areas as it pertains to this subject. But I will start here. Who's in my lane? Me. Even if you were a twin, a triplet, whatever, it's still your lane and it's still your life. And how do I know that? Because what you sow is what you reap. So if I'm sowing poor money management, I am the one that's going to reap it. Now, will there also be other people who may be hit with the strays of poor money management? Yeah. But who ultimately is going to be affected by it? Me. It's going to be my credit. It's going to be my bank account. There's going to be my overhead, my family, that's going to be affected by that. And I'm going to say me is a big statement. And I'm so excited. I'm like geeked up just at the thought of even digging into the who. Me. So it's exciting because I get to choose what works for me. I get to choose ultimately the decision that I'm going to choose. It's me. And as long as you are in the space of wanting to maximize your lane in order to grow and win, you have to take that seriously. Yes, you have a circle of people who are there, who love on you, who support you, who care for you, who pour into you, your community, your village. Yes. But all of the things that they're pouring into you, it still comes back to you, boo-boo. It's you. Am I really going to fully implement this decision to go back to the gym? Yeah, I watched the videos, I watched the YouTubes, I chopped it up with my homegirl, my homeboy. They gave me tips, sent me videos, sent me, oh, it's just as easy as blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's cool. But it's me who does the work. And it's me that reaps the results of deciding to go to the gym to get my body right. And as you know, when you go to the gym, it increases your self-esteem. It gives you something new to talk about in your day-to-day life besides you talking about work and bills and responsibilities and kids and your spouse or your life partner. It gives you something else to talk about. Now I'm also in a new group of people. I've expanded. I got some grease on my hand. I've expanded my circle just because I've chosen to start going to the gym. Now I'm also excited to talk to people who also go to the gym. You see how that works? It's me. So I'm benefiting from going to the gym. The people around me have helped me, but it's me. I'm the one that's doing that. Me. Me is a powerful statement. I'm a big deal. Me. And I get to choose. The power of choice, it's a thing. And you were given the power of choice. Everybody on this planet was given the power of choice. So you can either choose to give your power away and allow those around you to choose for you, and hope and pray that they know your deepest desires, needs, wants, how to implement it, your skill set, your process, your thought process, all of the things, your learning style. That will never be. But you can choose to give it away and hope for the best. But it's when you take responsibility for you and your lane is when you start growing. I'm gonna get off of that because I really could do that all day. So that's what is in my lane? What's in my lane? What is in my lane? What's in my lane? My experiences. My experiences is in my lane. Only I have had my experience. 4 people could all have grown up with a mom and a dad on the same street, houses all 4 right next to each other, same color, same layout, same school from Head Start to college, same everything. But your experiences are absolutely still going to be different. They may be similar, but they're different. Additionally, your interpretation of your experience is going to be different. So instead of looking around wondering what everybody else around you is doing, it would behoove you to learn you. Get obsessed with yourself. Obsessed with the root of a lot of things, the way you think, your thought process. So why do you think about that way? Your experiences. And in those areas of experiences, when your experience, your view of that experience is not serving you, you have the choice, to change how you see that experience, because you need your view of that experience to grow you, make you stronger, make you wiser, and make you more resilient. It makes you just better somehow. If you're looking at something and dealing with something in a way that brings you down emotionally, mentally, it creates a barrier for you, then you need to get in front of that and restructure how you see that experience. It doesn't mean you have to lie to yourself. Don't lie. Baby, don't lie. We don't lie. But we are gonna be thoughtful of how we process things, because we need to set ourselves up for the win. Because what are we doing? Maximizing our lane. Maximizing our lane. What else is in our lane? What else is in our lane? Our money. Baby, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. If I don't do nothing, I am gonna do my best to live within my money means, in the sense of back when I was younger and not making a lot of money and all that kind of stuff before I graduated college, and just not making a lot of money, I could not afford to go to the shop to get my hands and feet and hair done every 2 weeks. Or maybe I could go get them done, but I had to get the cheaper options. Remember, once upon a time, a full set was $25. But the $25 set was that cheap acrylic that peels and it looked real murky. So, but that's all I could afford. So that's what I stuck with. I couldn't afford shellac at one point, so I had to get the regular nail polish. And I had to go and I had to sit up under that dryer for forever and a day to make sure those nails were properly cured so that nail polish lasted a while. Eventually, when I got to get my money up a bit, I was able to go to gel nails that look cleaner, that last longer, that don't chip nearly as easily as the cheaper nail powder base. And additionally, I got to transition to shellac nail polish that lasts way longer. And I literally am cured under the light. You know the UV light. You guys know how that goes. But what I'm saying is, I wanted to have certain things. I don't want to reach further than my budget is going to allow me to be able to maintain. You need to create money goals and money habits that you can maintain long term. If I get a sum of money and I go and I buy $1,000 pair of heels, those heels is bomb. But everything, if everything in my closet is not matching the aesthetic of those $1,000 heels, then maybe instead of getting that one pair of $1,000 heels, I can get 10 pair of $100 heels. There's some really nice heels out there that are $100 and are really nice. And then here you are with 10 pair of shoes, 10 new pair of heels that you can use throughout the year. And then you don't have to wear one pair all the time and run them down. And then you back without a pair of heels. So here I have enough heels to where I can rotate them and they all get decent wear without me running them down because I have so few pair of heels. What I'm saying is maximize your lane. There's going to be always somewhere that something you can purchase that is within your lane and it looks good and is complimentary. I don't like cheap. I don't like cheesy. And so if in this season, the most I'm going to spend on a pair of shoes is that $100, that $50, that $25. There's things out there. You just have to take the time to look. But once you find it, you found it. And you don't have to look anymore. And you can stick with that brand or that store or that company to get what you need so that you feel good about the money that you're spending and you don't feel like it's a waste. And you also don't feel like you're overextending yourself and causing yourself money problems later on. What else is in my lane? My goals. Your goals. Your goals are your goals, and your goals benefit you. Will other people around you benefit from your goals? Yes. But in my lane, where I'm trying to maximize it and be the best that I can be, what goals can I set? Where am I in my life right now? Okay, my goal is to, and I still struggle with it a bit, but not nearly as bad as I did once upon a time. That getting on time somewhere, baby, nearly impossible. my mindset. I grew up always being late. And so it came so natural to me to the point where I was like disappointed. I was like, this is not a good look. It's not appropriate. It's not okay. It's not grown. It's not respectful of other people's time. It's just not cool. So let's figure out some stuff. I bought a clock for every room. There ain't a clock. There is not a space in my house where a clock is not visible, where I don't even have to do much. Look up and there's time right there. Time right there. Time right there. There's time everywhere I go. That was the first step, because one of the things I wanted to do was be better. I want to present myself as someone that you can trust. I want you to trust me. And one of the things that people trust is when you respect their time. Respect their time. I can't even respect that you're going to show up. Even if you show up and you deliver what I needed, you disrespected my time. You don't even know what I had going on. You don't know what my mental capacity was today. And I had just enough. And now something else is getting carried over because you decided that you didn't want to be here on time at the time that we agreed upon. So I don't trust you. And so now, even though I like your work, I may not go with you just because I can't guarantee that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And if you're not going to do that with your time, I don't know what else you're not going to do. That's how I feel. That was just an example of my goals. But my goal is to be the best me that I can be and be realistic about my goals. Be thoughtful of what I really need to do to be me, to be my best me, my best me. What else is in my lane? My appearance, baby, my appearance. My appearance is in my lane. If I don't like the way something is, I'm going to change it. And I'm going to change it because it makes me feel good when I can look in the mirror and I want to smile. I want to be giddy when I look at myself in the mirror. Every time. Not sometimes, every time. That's a goal that I set for myself. I'm going to be comfortable and proud and happy of the way I look when I see myself. And when I'm comfortable and I'm happy and I like what I see, it's going to be more attractive to others. It's going to affect my mood. It's going to affect my presence. It's going to affect my feminine aura. It's going to affect the lasting impression that I leave on people when I'm in their space. So in my lane is my goals. My appearance. I get to be in control of how I present myself. What else is in my lane? My responsibilities. My responsibilities are in my lane. Now, my responsibilities are my responsibilities, but in my lane, can I delegate some of the things that when I know you have the tools to help me? Yeah. But that's me setting the goal for myself and then conveying to you what my needs are and then you delivering them based on our agreement. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But in my lane are my responsibilities. I'm responsible for my bills. I'm responsible for representing myself properly when I leave the house. I'm responsible for my responsibilities, whatever I deem is my responsibilities, making sure that my daughter is cared for and her not having to go outside of me and or her dad for her most immediate needs. There's going to be other things that, maybe her friends or other family members come through for, but as far as her most immediate needs, it's my responsibility to make sure she's good. What else is in my lane? My choice. My choice is in my lane. My choice is in my lane, which means whatever I choose, it's in my lane, okay? There's a lot going on social media where people are really taking their opinions very seriously. So there's it's to the point where people are really uncomfortable expressing what they choose to believe, what they choose to like, what they choose to support, what they choose to be against. because they're fearful of other people giving them pushback on their choices. Now, whatever your choices are your choices, but your choices are also going to be what you deal with. You deal with the repercussions of your choices. So even though they're your choices and you standing on them, you're still going to deal with the repercussions. You may not, you may know, you or others, or even me in some areas, there's going to be choices that you make or have made, and you are not willing to see your choices as your choices and be willing to stand on what the repercussions of your choices. But regardless if you stand on them or not, them choices, you still gonna reap, baby. That reaping is gonna reap. And it know your address, so it don't matter what you tell yourself. It don't matter what you tell yourself. That reaping, baby, that reap don't miss. That reap don't miss. It know where you are, and it knows, it knows your intent. So even if you lie, I didn't even mean for that. No, that's not how that works. You don't tell the universe, you don't tell God what you meant, and he knows your heart. He knows your heart. He knew what you meant when you said it, or when you did it, or when you didn't do it, or when you didn't, whatever that is, you reap what you sow. So you have to be clear about your choices so that you feel confident and comfortable on what comes with those choices. Does that make sense? So moving on to the who, which is me, the what is in my lane, all of those things. The when should I focus on my lane? At all times. When should you focus on your lane? At all times. Why? Because it's your lane and it's your life. And as long as you living and breathing, your lane is your responsibility. And as long as you want to continue growing and elevating, you're gonna stay in your lane. Why would you not? Now, is it fun for us to be distracted by other things like entertainment-wise, television? Sometimes I just want to zone out and just watch TV, mindless television. I'm tired. I don't want to do anything in certain moments. I'm just exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I worked hard. I did this, I did that. I went here, I went there. And now in this very moment, I just want to just be. I don't want to make no decisions. I don't want nothing. I just want to be. And that's okay. But that is a decision I made for myself in that moment to be okay. My choice was to release myself from responsibilities in this moment because I was tired. But that's also in my lane, my choice to relax. So when should I focus on my lane? At all times. At all times. For why? Why do I want to focus on my lane? Because you were put on this earth with a purpose, and the goal is to maximize your lane so that you can reach your purpose, be fulfilled with walking in your calling, whatever that calling is, whatever it is. But you want to feel good. No amount of money can buy that feeling of feeling fulfilled. Like, I was born to sing. Not me, I wish. I was born to sing, and my goal is to always encourage those who blah, 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 blah. And so here I am singing about the very thing that I'm so passionate about. I feel fulfilled. That's a beautiful feeling. And when you're feeling fulfilled and you're fulfilling your calling, that's when the money comes, baby. That's when the money comes. Get lined up. I want to be proud that I maximized my life. And you get to maximize your life when you maximize your lane. What is in your lane? Mr. Myron Golden, just love. I was watching a video one day because I just was like, I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. Like, and I feel like I'm not getting very far. And I was feeling very down, and a video happened to run across, and the overall message, the overall message of the video was work your work. Work your work, baby. And it made sense, but I needed more. And he very much is a words person too. He's very good at defining, clarifying. He leaves no crumbs. That's an example of working your work. This is my platform. I am delivering a message. So I'm going to go above and beyond to make sure I deliver this message in the most clear, concise way that you have no choice but to understand. You may agree, you may disagree. That's not my point. That's not in my lane. Whether or not you agree is not in my lane. That's not my business. That's yours. Okay? But me conveying this message is, and me being clear and working my work and making sure if my goal is to be a motivational speaker or whatever it is, I am going to maximize my lane. I don't want to just be good enough. Pastor Mike Todd, I think about 3 weeks ago, one of his messages was strengthen your strength. We are so, more times than not, we hear people, focusing on their weaknesses. What's your weaknesses? How can we strengthen your weaknesses? But why can't we strengthen our strengths? Strengthen your strength and work your work. It's same difference, baby. To me, it's the same difference, and it is amazing. That means you're maximizing that gift. I don't want to just be good enough anymore. I want to become an expert in my lane. I want to become an expert in being me. I want to be the expert Hope Shante, an expert in being me. I want to be an expert at being me. That hit different, don't it? I want to be an expert at being me. And that is fully how to guarantee you'll always win. Be an expert at being you. Because you know what you can do. And you know your gift. And you know you can trust this and that about yourself. And so if you know that you can do this, why not maximize it? Hit the gas. Push that gas, baby. Push that gas. Okay? That was good. How? We're into the how. How do I guarantee to always win in my lane while maximizing my lane? My goal is to learn me. What we were just saying. My goal is to learn me, how I learn, how I set attainable goals, how to set goals, boundaries, exercise discernment. How? In my lane, I have to master me. So my skill set, I definitely like to write steps. So if I'm learning how to, I don't know, whatever it is, learn a new program, I'm literally, initially, now I'm not this literal, but it works for me. I've learned. I needed to learn. If I want to elevate into new positions, I need to figure out what my learning style is. Okay, program, open, Apple, whatever, Word, tab, home tab, go down to, and I literally write. Because initially, I want to feel confident that I am where I need to be. And I'll go over the steps with them too. If it's 10 steps, open Word, go under the home tab, hit save, go, whatever that is, I'm literally writing every single step, and then I go over the steps verbatim with them. After we've gone over the steps, before you go, can I literally close out of everything and go through all of these steps to make sure I recorded it properly? And as long as they say these steps are perfect, it frees my mind mentally from wondering if I'm doing this right. So now that I know these steps are these steps, baby, I'm gonna write down these steps somewhere where they can always be visible. Even if I don't go back to them often, I know that they're there if I need them. Because me, I am always wondering if I'm doing something right. That is a thing for me. I don't want you to have brought me in here and you need me to fulfill a need, and I'm not even sure if I'm giving you what you asked for. So I want to know that I'm doing it right. And so how do I learn if I'm doing it right? I'm gonna go over these steps. I'm gonna let you do all the steps. I'm not gonna interrupt you. I write it, boom, 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 boom. After we went over it and I'm watching, then I'm gonna go through the steps myself. And once I know that these steps are clear, it's just something in me. It just frees up a lot of mental space, and I feel freer to take a chance because here go the steps. That's it. That's how I figured out how to learn. A lot of times people teach you based on how they teach, not asking you what your learning style is. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, you're going to have to learn to advocate for yourself in your lane. So if they talk fast and they think that you just watching is enough, and if you don't know that that doesn't work for you, you're going to go through life thinking that you're stupid. You're going to go through life thinking that maybe that is too hard for you. It wasn't too hard. They just didn't teach you in a way that worked for your personality, your learning style. So you need to learn you. Learn you. I don't like being rushed when it's time to get dressed to go somewhere, especially when it's somewhere. I don't like it being rushed to go. Now, if it's like just a Saturday and I'm like, oh, come with me to the blah, 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 and we're not going anywhere like that, I can throw in a pair of cute sweats and like a little shirt and a hat. But the reason why that kind of thing doesn't bother me is because I already know there's going to be days when I need sweats. So I've purchased cute sweats that complement my skin color, that complement my body type, hats, all of the things that are already in place. So it's not any random sweats and random hat. I know how I like to look. So I've already done the work because, baby, I know me. And I know even on a down day, I still want to be cute. So I want to make sure that the sweats fit. I want to make sure that the sweats are together, hung up in one area so I know where they are. That's another thing. My brain, I am very organized. I need to know that where I put stuff is where it is. Okay? And that's one of the things that I learned about me. And it's nobody's responsibility but mine. The only time it becomes partly your responsibility is when you go in there and you move it. Now I want you to put it back where you found it. And if I find out that you can't do those kind of things, then I'm just going to restrict you from going and using my stuff because I can't trust that you'll put it back where you found it. Those scissors is in that top left drawer, I want those scissors in that top left drawer in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, because that's where I'll always put it. And so instead of yelling at you, fussing at you, going off on you, once I get those scissors back, and this is about the third, fourth time, and you just keep not putting them where I need them to be, because my personality style, I need to know where things are. They need to be in the same spot every time because I have that for a reason, and it's a need of mine. And so when I need it, I need to be able to find what I need immediately. If I got to be looking around, it's frustrating. And I get distracted because I go looking in one place for it and I see something else, and then I get distracted by that, and then I forget that I was looking for it. It's a whole thing. Y'all see that rabbit hole? I need my stuff where it needs to be. So learning me, my learning style, learning I don't like being rushed getting dressed, like I said. So keeping my closet organized and being clear about what's in there that looks good, what works for what person, what works for what events, and so that I know that they're already there. I pre-shop for jewelry and accessories and purses and shoes, like in the sense of like, okay, so for the season, spring or summer, I'll go and I'll purchase like 10 dresses, like maybe a handful of earrings with the matching bracelets and necklaces. So I already know in the closet I have those sets. And so mentally, I'm okay because when you call me, I'm gonna be ready because I already did the work, because I need to know that what I need is there for whatever occasion comes up, for whatever occasion. That's good for me. That makes me feel better and more confident and more secure. And I'm willing to accept more engagements, more invitations, because I've done what I needed to do to feel confident that when something is presented to me, I have what I need to be able to look my best, feel my best, and show up my best. Does that make sense? I learned me in a lot of ways, in a whole lot of ways. And so it's not just that, but what I'm saying is figure you out. Figure you out. You gotta give yourself time. It also benefits your relationships. When I figure me out, I can better teach you how to love on me. I can better teach you how to communicate with me. I can better teach you how to understand my thought process. And this is very much a me thing, if I typically am very much an introvert and an extrovert, and I very much take off time certain periods of the year to kind of focus on my goals. And so there's some seasons where I show up and I'm always on the phone, I'm always at an event, I'm always out and about and doing all of the things. And then there's another season, especially around this time, like the first it's typically like the last few months of the year and then the first few months of the year, where I'm heavy into goal setting, mapping them out, time like all the way through, typically through spring, because I want whatever that has going on, I want that to be moving or in a healthy spot come spring and summer, so that I don't feel like in the summer I can't really enjoy the sun out because I still got so much to accomplish. So the winter months, I kind of hunker down mentally. And so I'm not going to really be present for you in my relationships. Like, I'm going to be there, but I'm more focused at home on my goals because I want to enjoy the sunnier months, springs and summers. I want to enjoy those months. And I enjoy those months when I know that I've handled my business in the months prior. Does that make sense? And that's what I've learned about me. So if you come into contact with me and it's a certain time of year and I feel like I'm behind on my goals, I'm not going to be that fun. I'm not. Because my mind is always on what I didn't accomplish, what I didn't do, and how much I need to do. And once I get that done, then I'm freed up. I show up better when I have handled my business. I show up better in your space because I've handled my business already. That makes sense. How to set goals. Listen, everybody sets their goals differently. My goals very much are, I work a full-time job. I'm a mom. I'm dating. I am a lot of things in a lot of places. And I like to be very present with my family. And so I set goals that work around my schedule, and set goals that work around my energy levels, if that makes sense. My energy level, maybe during the beginning of the week is a little bit low because it's like a Monday, Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. But I know that come the weekend, I'm exhausted. So there's things that maybe require a lot of thought and planning. So I won't plan it on a Friday because I have nothing. I'm burnt out on a Friday. Matter of fact, I don't even think I really go out much on Fridays because I'm just so tired mentally, emotionally, socially, that I will go and I may show up, but it'll take a while for me to warm up, if that makes sense. And so if there's a big event or something happening, if it's not like a friend's like birthday party or something that I don't want to miss, if it's just like a social gathering, I probably won't come because I know my energy level and my style. Also maximizing my lane is setting boundaries around my lane. Setting boundaries around my lane. As initially growing up, boundaries are given to you unless you were raised in a house where they were teaching you boundaries early. In my house, in the Black home, you do what I said, right? And that's fine. And so initially your boundaries are your parents' boundaries. What do my parents want me to do? What do my parents want me to say? Where do my parents want me to be? What do my parents think is a good idea? What do my parents, things of that nature. You need to learn your boundaries, okay? Um, boundaries for all kinds of things. Um, one of my boundaries is I don't, in maybe like connections with people, I don't subscribe to those lowball jokes. That's a boundary of mine. I don't ain't gonna be no play fighting. I'm not play fighting with no adults, and I ain't play fighting with no kids. That's a boundary of mine. I don't play those games, and I also don't play the dozens. So a boundary of mine would be, you don't get to do digs at me and say, "Girl, I was just playing." Oh no, baby, you meant that. And because I don't play like that, you got about 1 or 2 more times to do that again before I cut you smooth clean off, and I have nothing for you, and I ain't gonna feel no kind of way. Because in my space, I want safety. In my space, I want to be able to show up as myself fully. And in my space, if I don't feel like I can be my most authentic self around you, that doesn't mean tell you all my business and just be vulgar and all of the things. No, but I should be able to show up as my all of me. And if I feel like I can't show up as all of me, or I'm having to shield myself in a way so that I avoid your criticism, or I avoid your wrath, or I avoid your whatever, your extreme opinions, or whatever that is, the boundary is going to require me to cut that away. I'm a Black woman in America, and growing up in a city for my whole entire life where it's majority white, huge majority white, I didn't get to show up as my most authentic Black self. And so the few spaces that I did have to show up, I want to show up as all of me. If the only place I can show up as my most authentic self is in my house after the doors is closed, that's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. And so because I started learning that later on in life, I started examining my environments, my relationships. Oh, okay. So when I come in here and I'm talking about, girl, I'm looking like some work tonight, and that make you uncomfortable, this ain't gonna work, baby. This ain't gonna work. Not over here, it ain't. If I show up and I'm maybe having a female problem, and I, without being vulgar again or inappropriate, if I can't show up and have that conversation with you without feeling like you're like, ugh, that's nasty. Ooh, girl, you don't take care of yourself. Boundary, bitch. That means you're not comfortable with yourself. Okay? Which is fine. All of your business. But if I want to maximize my lane, I can't take on your insecurities and me trying to gas you up, because now I'm out of my lane because I'm focusing on you. So I need to get back to my lane and be my best self in my lane, and attract people who are also comfortable in their skin. I need to be with people who are comfortable in their skin. I need to be with women who love being women. I need to be with women who love to be feminine, girly, all of the things, or comfortable with themselves. That's what I want to say. So that you don't have to, being girly is not your thing, that's fine. But I need to know that you're comfortable in your skin, because when you're comfortable in your skin, you won't feel uncomfortable with me being comfortable in mine, if that makes sense. If I'm always tiptoeing around stuff because it triggers you, oh girl, you doing too much. Okay. Chill out. Like, you really like putting 20 on 10. You gassing yourself a lot. Oh baby, this ain't gonna end. This ain't gonna work long term. Because this is just the beginning. My goal is to be my best self. And the better I become, the more excited I am about myself. And the more proud of myself I want to be. And I don't want to have to wait until I'm out of your presence to be proud of me. Okay? So that is what I wanted to come to you guys with. I really hope this was beneficial to you in any way, all the ways. Our goal is to be our best self and to create worlds for ourselves where we're safe and loved and seen and cared for. And you do that first when you give it to yourself, because you can't ask for it from anybody else until you ask for it from yourself. It's been fun. I will be back soon, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say.